Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to.
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Say your farewells, and let us be gone.
come to wish on a star.
This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us.
I could pray to Metia for you. You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
Clive?
Of course.
I wanted to...
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but...
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
when I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court... I still wear mine. White is the color of faith. Faith in your unblemished, unfeigned. And may it ever... I will always...
Thank you, Jill.
What's on your mind, Clive? Somewhere in the back of my... I know. Thank you. And so for now, I'm always with you, Clive.
What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this is...
You alright? About that. Oi! Let's... About that. Oi! Let's see. You off then?
It's him, I tell you. The Crown Prince of Southwark.
Hmm? Thank you, Uncle.
As for down here... Clive! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't...
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman.
From what little I saw.
But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days.
We must move, but where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. The realm's armies, as you've seen firsthand, certain cities have banded together to try and yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is, in short,
But how would one even begin?
the armies, my boy. As I told you already. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a but I do know someone the high commanders have been known to listen to on occasion.
I thought he was
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most, and as luck would have it,
Of course you have.
and he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but you don't mind.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will... And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak...
That's the...
I'll leave for Rand. Would you send us...
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital.
Excellent.
No.
Courage, Ifrit. My decision is made. You said it yourself. He must.
He must.
The time is nigh, Ifrit.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother. Indeed.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found
His will. How and where?
in the crypt beneath after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials. The Undying took, and in the process of doing so,
I'm surprised anything...
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter.
Very well.
Sid,
By all means.
it's my old master. And something else. Records from a Waluda.
How did she come by?
Finding bearers always was, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, and even better for her. Bearers with no one to look after them.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated, but...
Sid, I'd like to believe, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden curse breakers, I can't let those bearers die in their cells.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going...
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an in...
Thank you, Sid. Chadwick. Another of my former... The thought of him held captive.
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow. We should head there as quickly as we can.
As do I.
Sid,
It depends what...
a bearer, but recently freed from his... As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boy?
One can never have...
Truer words. I'll let the initiate know that you be... And that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in...
No time like the present.
No time like the present.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, and I'd be happy to help you find...
Thank you, Clark. But tracking it...
Please. It's only right that I return.
You are too... Alas, what I ask of you is... I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling. But...
If you say so.
But this book... It said...
If you've got something to ask, ask.
No.
Is that right? Might be time to take a step back. And if it weren't for Sid... Off you go, then.
How are you doing? Here you go. Seen enough?
What do you think happened?
Sid!
With what? You didn't take...
No! Well, yes.
It's Miss Middledore. Very strange.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there.
In the class.
That's what I said.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind.
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? Don't listen to her. Even if...
But who's gonna put Miss Middledore back together?
Why don't I go?
You do that. She's in her...
Don't scare it.
Thanks for the warn. Ned.
That's it! I knew it! The answer was, if this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise...
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important that you need to...
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm. And that's with the... But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if... It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so the Fallen had their chance. But they relied too much on magic. And see what... But not me. Well, almost.
And is that a what?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, first I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Like...
If it's beast bones you're after.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who...
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Whatever should I write next?
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid.
Of course.
It is an honor to... My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to...
No. I will not send good men and women. Why would you want to go?
I need to retrieve some. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach conserve... Or rather, it was not a place of nurture. We were tortured. Until we feared, and few ever survived long enough.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. But they must be remembered. The Institute was run with military precision. Sid.
You were a good friend, but the fact remains that Ash is
Sid, please.
Too dangerous for you. I'll go to Bad...
You will?
I won't let you
I don't...
You can start by telling me what...
Vida Grace.
All right.
May the
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on it. Clapped that there iron on him to keep...
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor, doubly hard in being a frost wolf. So Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gun. I reckon what he were looking...
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making... Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you?
Not nearly as much as you have.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly.
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest.
Where to then, Torgal?
Say what you will. Lady Karen has seen her come gone bare.
Is there out you need? There's no one like our Nan. Your lad's worth double that. And I've never looked back.
hardly everything.
And a will! You can count on me. You take care now.
Ah, Clive.
Hippocrates, I've been charged with locating a...
And you seek out one whose name I have...
Right as always, but she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it... Clive, I fear she asks the impossible.
The executors.
Coveters of a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks. A tale which could overturn the or so rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't...
Why? They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was
by the hand.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors, you may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers.
Then my hunt was doomed. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air. Rumors of the executors are but rather less so. I had a friend. Alas, I have heard, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that if you were, by some chance, able to save...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay guard.
All right, Sid.
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project.
Most bones are the same. Whack if it's durability you're looking for.
I do. Will any old adamant?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a route, but don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind. All right, Toggle. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Why don't we try the rookery? I have... to port his old... Fingers crossed the old mooring...
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
Here to help me back? Thanks, but I'll be traveling...
You're really going to go through with...
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my power to...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship was... I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has...
Bandits are one thing, but a Kashik bandit... We need to evacuate. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make... Well, what do you wait?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of... The children stay with me for now.
Tell them to prepare for a full and... Understood. I'll do what I can to convince everyone.
What's an
You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place, bearer. How long do we have?
Why do they always make such a fuss outside?
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an import. There's been an ether flood. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering, they're no longer just bandits. You need to begin preparing for a full...
Oh, do we? And who...
Lubor, perhaps? The man you may believe his lies.
But why would he lie about something?
Some twisted attempt at... If he had not been unmasked, he may well... A great honor for one of it. One he might well feel aggrieved at having...
Lord Underhill, forgive me. Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. But for this, if there is any chance...
There isn't. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Are you looking for something in particular? Go with Gilbert.
Lord Furder.
Sid, what?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about their cat. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor...
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be kept, but I can. You only have to...
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking...
Victor?
I couldn't abandon, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far, far away!
Run!
Just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait, someone's coming.
Go on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then.
Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina. Deep, the place had been abandoned until the League of Outlaws. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where when these creatures come. Dalamil, the town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size, and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position. And Conrad, can I...
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your... and the command of our men in yours, Ferda.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing any... As long as we survive, it doesn't matter. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erst main host is most likely still there. And Dalamil will not...
A little gardening?
I doubt it.
Luckily so.
So you are. All right then, now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? We can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil.
All the Akashic we were able to find. Seems that might be the luck.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What?
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been and we need not fear the victory is ours.
We bloody... Lubor, after all you have done for this...
But we did. We only hope that...
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still...
You do remember...
We do. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of...
I see. But I will only...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, unity is the key to defending Dalamil. And I do not doubt that we shall need... When that time comes, I will
Of course.
And second, you will accept that if the mistreatment of bearers, any bearer within our walls shall be afforded this, they will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do.
We agree to your conditions.
Condition accept. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I... How thick? Not so long ago I had resigned my... And now, here.
Lubor.
Fear not. You are, of course, relieved of your... I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them... I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children.
I'll do my... Can't have all your hard... I shall devote my every effort to creating a haven for man and bearer both. Just my... Certain someone else I know. Someone to whom I owe a debt of gratitude.
Well, I certainly didn't expect it, but Dalamil seems more united than ever. I'll have to redouble my efforts to bring Costness under control. Can't have Lubor showing me up again.
From bearer boy to mayor of Dalamil. How far Lubor has come, and how richly he deserves it.
I knew I was right not to give up on Lubor. He'll make a wonderful mayor. You mark my words.
Aye, he served the town well enough. But then he is a bearer, born to serve. Long may it last.
Bit of much-needed peace.
Faster!
Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise talker, where would you hide? It looks like we found him. Nice try. Farewell. If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Your Grace?
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do us the...
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill.
who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of... But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Nor would he have entrusted his those who would have stood with you, shielded you.
It's a pity, only...
'Tis true that those most but one at least remain.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering his...
And where is this?
She awaits you in the Archive.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Lord Marquis?
What is it, sir?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait. He sent an owl some while ago.
Was he surveying?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has an ancient religion. By gaining an understanding of this new...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the third chair, a master of the art. Though he has been silent for some days now, yet... it seemed only right to... For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl at Mickleburg was its... It lies, if aught...
Right.
You are Go then, with my hopes.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
This is the Requietary, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
My lord, I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the...
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady, what exactly is...
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom...
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when...
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Alas, he did not. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself. but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before. It was your father's wish that you be present, but with his grace long since gone. And you are grown men, and while I would not presume to insist, I know that nothing would...
Thank you.
What say you?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am...
Do you know where we might find this?
I do. Though it is found in the bellies of... We do at least know where to find one. A certain... You are most perceptive, your great. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to... Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, John?
What else?
Come on. Faster! Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rosfield. Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Are you buying or selling? Of course. Anything else? Of course. Ah, not bad. Go safely.
Oh, thank the griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster light. Thank you, your father...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut. The armbands pray. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone.
It's a message. Father knew enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as
Indeed. But this was more, it was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast
Forgive me, but there is something I don't quite... The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother, even if the armbands were incomplete, she would shoot so...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her... I tried to warn your father. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was...
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. And so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that...
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little, let him see that you have received...
I suppose it would be... What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined. Since the day we recovered, I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Clive.
Do you see that too?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right.
can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it...
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal. Oblige.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You are right.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard report, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so... It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more...
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am. Or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one. What do you stand?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not all... I know, for so long, so many of us have been told how when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if...
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are, no, I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. We will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen.
I'm flattered. And I have other problems. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he...
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars, I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to...
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. Someone like Quentin.
this be Mickleburg?
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe. What is going on here? Ah. Heed the call. No, to be honest,
Is that...
What are you doing here?
It is my home.
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite. This village, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters.
Give them...
Oh, Lord, let us be free us from...
They want to be... Forgive me. But did...
You mean the traveler from Stone?
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me.
I am. Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill.
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. You have seen them at their... They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord, praying night and day that they might be rid, not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes. Serve him with... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord. And so I would see it through, see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their will. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, forgive me, my lord. But I must... Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out. An ether flood. There must be something Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Nice try.
Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did, when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become Akashic in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. I should get this report.
Welcome, welcome. Anything else? A fine choice. Of course.
My lord I'm glad.
I met with your third chair, Cyril.
Thank you, my lord. He remained?
He died protecting the village. I buried him in Mickle.
If you could not save...
The villagers, they prayed to their god that they might be... Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed, even knowing that
Then he perished defending... For the right to choose how one dies.
Sid would agree.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most... It matters not how misguided others, only that we live according to the teachings of our... For better or worse.
But he didn't die for your creed, and you still believe the boy...
I believe we of the Undying are not, and this was his will.
I'd like to know this, Matt, to know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the... They died serving my house. That is my...
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of my lord. The greatest honor of my... Though our duties may differ, and were they here, I have no...
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by Akashic. I need to hurry. Time to fight. There were no guards, I take.
None manning the gates. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors, if Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. Locked up tight. So this place, and I doubt they'll have taken the creature.
Caution, brother.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck.
Have care. Caution, brother.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care of them. They were feeding bearers to it. Nothing but Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs.
I know. I've been reading bearers die every day in service of them, pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their... And not just those who could fight, but... and those who wouldn't, or couldn't.
I'm afraid it means that...
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here.
All right.
Let's see what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone?
Some of the guards.
Thank the Fountain.
It was worth our coming.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. What?
He fought them. He must have sent you. Where is he? You...
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster.
We have to get out.
Doris.
All right. You put that bearer eating.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. Will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Finally.
Sid, are you
I'm fine.
No.
What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on. We have to get her.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from...
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in... Please. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found.
I know. I'm sorry we were...
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the bitter. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your part.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was... For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about... So we escaped. But staying after so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong.
But even in captivity, and he died, not as someone's...
Haida Marie is proof of that. And the curse breakers, I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done.
Thank you, Doris.
Ida Marie has taken a liking to her new home. How her spirit survived Balmung Dark unbroken, I'll never know.
Clive. Ta-ra then.
Thank you, Cap.
You could do this. What are you still here for? Go on then. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here.
Guard dogs. This specimen is too.
This should help. There's no turning back.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Best of. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here.
No match for you, eh, Torgal?
Clive. Coin purse weighing you down? You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know.